Hi guys, Harry Otis here, professional trader for 20 years now. Started my career in 2005, still alive today in 2026. Okay, so it's all about NVIDIA earnings. Okay, what's going on? I guess the market is just waiting on NVIDIA earnings. Okay, we just had them. Okay, today it was just going to be a sideways day. We'll delve into NVIDIA earnings. We took an NVIDIA trade, and we also did a trade on Salesforce because they also announced earnings, and we'll get to that shortly. First, let's talk about the technical picture. Still bullish, broke into the highs, consolidating, retest of the highs. This is a beautiful pattern, okay? I suspect we hover into nothingness for the rest of the week up until Friday, and maybe bid a bit, but certainly stuck within a range of 760 to, let's say, 765-ish. Okay, we're going to be stuck around this range, I suspect. I'm not quite sure. But the technicals so far are bullish. Sentiment is basically neutral and greed. We have plenty of room to go higher. Put call, people are buying calls again. So I'm guessing this might be neutral after a down day today. But I don't know. Today the market looks range bound, and that's why I think earnings generally will do nothing. Okay, so let's see what CNBC says. It's all about NVIDIA earnings. What's going on? Okay, so let's go see NVIDIA earnings. What did they announce? Back to NVIDIA. I can see after the market, they are down to 206. They closed at 209.66, and now they're at 206, 207, which is basically down 3%. Nothing within our range. Okay, let's see what did they actually announce. Latest news. 9.2 billion operating expenses, revenue, okay. Adjusted EPS of 2.22. So the revenue was about average, right? Here, revenue was 96.2 and 2.2 earnings. Okay, back to the chart. They beat on earnings, they beat on revenue slightly, so it's a slight beat. And the market, again, like we anticipated that it's going to be pretty good. The earnings are going to do okay, and yet it's going to be sold off. Okay, this is why, remember our trade, our NVIDIA trade, we did a put calendar spread. Okay, what we did, you could have done it with calls, but we did it with puts. They were more liquid at this point, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, we sold the 28 210 puts, and we bought the 31 210 puts. We did it for a 30-cent credit. Okay, and if I expected it to be range bound. The 28 premium, you can see it here, was at 98%. The August 28th, and the August 31st was 66, so it's very elevated. Okay, so I didn't think much would happen. I think they would beat or come in line, and the market would probably sell off slightly. Okay, so now they're trading at 206, so it's about this level. Okay, so let's say for every coin, if it stays this way until Friday, you can get to make $260 per share. Okay, so it's not that bad. The risk reward was great. You were risking 30 to potentially make 400. This is why I liked it, and this is why we got this kind of risk reward only because of the elevated near-term option. People were expecting something great, and they were willing to pay for it. Okay, and well, they didn't get it. They got average. Okay, they just got average. So whatever. As long as it closes around this level, we're gonna do pretty good. Okay, we're gonna have $460 maximum profit per contract. Okay, so that's great. We also did, as long as it stays here, might not. Okay, so exactly what was happening. I think we're going to get a vol crush, and then it's going to probably do nothing. Who knows? We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen because this is all after hours today. We have to wait till tomorrow. Okay, so Salesforce was another one that we traded, and after they announced earnings, they beat 200. They reported 590. They were expecting 392. They beat by a lot. Okay, and they also announced here a deal with Anthropic. Okay, Salesforce Anthropic expand partnership to combine cloud and software platform. So this stock is ripping after hours, 235, 234 as we speak. What trade did we do? Well, on CRM, we did the following. We bought the call spread, the call calendar. Okay, so We did it for $137 per contract. We didn't enter as heavy on this one because we weren't as certain as we were with NVIDIA. We weren't getting paid to enter heavier. Okay, with NVIDIA, we entered nicely. With this one, we entered okay. Okay, and now it's trading at about, as you saw, it's trading at about 234. Who knows? Let's say if it closes at that point, 234, we'll probably lose about $72 per contract. Okay, it's not the max loss. The max loss is 137, but if it closed there, we lose about, let's say, 235-ish, 234. We'll probably lose $80 a contract if it closes here by Friday. Okay, so not bad. We could win on the NVIDIA. We could lose on this. It all comes out. We'll all come out even. Okay, the point is to take the risk and reward when it's given to you. Okay, this was a great chance. We had a 70% chance of profit. With a vol crush, maybe a 50% chance of profit. But look at the max loss versus the max profit. It was just way out of whack. We're getting more than a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 maximum risk reward payoff. Okay, and we're, and we have a higher, let's say at least a 50 to 70% chance of profiting. Okay, so that's how it is. Those are the bets we take. It's the same with NVIDIA, guys. The NVIDIA was even better, much better. So this is why you go heavier, not heavier. You should basically risk the same for each bet that you make. However, sometimes you can adjust the bet to go lower when the amount is not when the premium is not worth it, and maybe a little bit higher. So let's say you're willing to bet 2% of your portfolio on average, okay, per bet. This one we probably make a 3% bet, and for CRM we probably make a 1% bet. Okay, the percentages, they don't have to be that way. You can, let's say you want to risk 4% or 5%. I wouldn't risk more than 5% per trade, but let's say you want to risk 5. Maybe on this one you would risk 6 or 7, and on the CRM you would risk 3 to make an overall risk of 5%. Okay, so that's how we played earnings. We were expecting volatility to get crushed. Okay, because the market was flat, guys. The market was basically flat, and we were getting rewarded for taking the selling premium because the IV was very elevated. And I think it's going to continue to be flat for the rest of the week, and maybe bid by Monday on the 31st. Who knows? But exactly when we were expecting nothing to happen and the premiums were elevated, this is why we did these kinds of trades. Okay, we're not going to do this if we have a directional bias, which at this point we didn't. Okay, so we did this because we had a non-directional bias and we were getting rewarded for it with a high premium. Okay, so that's it, guys. NVIDIA earnings out of the picture. What's NVIDIA doing after hours? Let's see here. Well, now it's trading at 206.50. Yeah, okay, as long as it stays around this range, we're good. And CRM still ripping 231. Who knows what happens? Remember, we have to see tomorrow and by Friday. All right. So that's it, guys. NVIDIA earnings out of the bag. It was a nothing burger. If we are to believe the after-hour trading will carry over into tomorrow. Again, when there is huge IV, it pays to go the opposite. Okay, it pays to do the opposite thing. Okay, but within reason. Okay, notice that our maximum loss is $30 per contract. We're not risking more than that. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.